Blood Omen: Legacy of Kain achieves a rare feat, sinking its teeth into you almost immediately. From the violently captivating opening FMV, Silicon Knights had crafted a mature, lore-drenched world which begged to be explored. With engaging gameplay, visceral combat, weaving narrative, and spectacular audio presentation, this action RPG remains splendid from top to bottom. Only sullied by a particularly notable flaw, those who can ignore it will still find it a must-play on the PS1. Nosgoth, a world shared by both human and vampire, is linked to the 9 pillars, which are guarded by human warriors. But when the death of a loved one causes Nupraptor to corrupt his fellow guardians, the balance of the world is thrown into chaos. This ties into Kain, a nobleman who is killed at the beginning by bandits and becomes a vampire in order to reap his vengeance, while, with reluctance, serving to help restore the pillars. It's an extremely well told narrative, with notably excellent voice acting for the time, and the ghoulishly directed cutscenes remaining captivating. Kain is a likeable anti-hero, whose desire for vengeance proves relatable to an extent, and the plethora of characters you meet are compelling, including Vorador, a sort of mentor to Kain's vampiric urges, who serves a huge part of the narrative. Blood Omen plays out as a top-down RPG, as you explore the land of Nosgoth. Kain starts out with merely a sword and scant powers, but dungeons and locales allow you to expand your repertoire significantly, much like a Zelda title. You eventually acquire axes, a spiked mace, and even a flame-tainted sword, all of which not only feel different to wield, but serve as tools to solve certain puzzles. Kain also gains spells, which run the gambit of cruel magic. You can cast attack spells, project a force field around the hero, and even possess enemies, forcing them to open switches out of reach. There's a great sense of empowerment, as you become a dangerous vampire with a huge array of offense, though tougher enemies and a bevy of environmental hazards, such as burning water and spikes, keep the difficulty relatively high. Hearts of Darkness can both restore health and revive Kain, but running out of them sends you back to a save, making failure punishing.
The Heart of Darkness.
Credit must duly go to the level design, as Kain can return to locales around the world and explore previously blocked areas using his new abilities. This ties into 100 secrets, dashed around the world and requiring dedication to find, pushing gameplay time up to around 40 hours. But rewards will usually be worthwhile, adding offensive items and even boosts to health and magic. Traversing this world could have been painful, but Kain comes with some clever navigation techniques. Kain can transform into a werewolf, which comes with a speed boost, making backtracking less arduous. There's also the Bat transformation, allowing you to fast travel between activated zones and even key story areas. After navigating these dungeons, some conclude with tough bosses that test your newfound skills, but rather than a generic free hit affair, they can require dodging, power-ups, and strategy to conquer. Blood Omen is simply one of the finest examples of the genre. If there is one element players may bemoan about Blood Omen, however, it is the technical aspects. Loading is unfortunately a constant in this game, with areas separated by loading pauses, and even switching spells, magics and weapons requiring loading. While hotkeys for both magic and items reduces some of this tedium, switching armaments lacks such a luxury. Taking you out of the action as chopping down a tree with your axe, for example, requires multiple loads. Impatient players may grow tired of these frequent stops, and when coupled with some serious bouts of slowdown during intense situations, it can feel like Legacy of Kain pushes the PS1 to the limit.
The tavern's closing. Best be on your way, stranger.
What? No mug of ale for a weary traveller from distant Corhagen?
That's not to say Blood Omen is an ugly game, however. While the top-down perspective turned off some critics at the time, There's a wonderfully gothic style to the environments that this perspective isn't limiting. The Caligulous dungeons, rustic medieval villages, and barren forests feel unnerving. The FMVs looked impressive for the time, bearing solid details and animations, as well as uncompromising violence. The sound excels beyond expectation, with incredible voice work that sees several prolific actors taking the game seriously, adding maturity to the story. The music is outstanding, with a bevy of tracks which leave you unsettled, terrified, and even uneased with a skittish quiet. The sound effects are potent too, including the memorable collection jingle, blood-curdling swordplay, and sharp death squeals which shake you to the core.
End it! Now!
In the end, Blood Omen, Legacy of Kain, is one of the finest outings to come out from the 5th generation. The action RPG gameplay is refined to a near-perfect result, the gothic narrative still holds up tremendously, and the sound design is perhaps some of the best of its time. The loading and stuttering issues are of concern, and ironing out these kinks could have resulted in a near-perfect game. But for those who can deal with a lot of load times, it still manages to intensely satisfy. If you are looking for an adult take on the Zelda style of RPG, there may be no better pick than this one.
You will have the blood you hunger for.